Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie, and this week I am on a mission to do some good. So if you watched my video from last week, you know that I went to a volunteer event where we were beginning the steps of making mats for unhoused people to sleep on, to provide a layer of protection between them, their sleeping bag, their bedding, and the ground. So I am going to just walk you through the process real quick of how to make plarn out of plastic bags, and we'll go from there. So you want to have a plastic bag. So I have mine from Giant Eagle here. So what you want to do is you want to cut off the bottom where it's sealed closed and the top where the handles are, and then you want to cut it into 3-inch strips. That will leave you with a loop of plastic. So all you do is you take 2 loops. You want to, sorry for the sound, you want to give them a little stretch. Make sure they don't break like that one did. So I'll grab another one. You want to give it a stretch, make sure it doesn't break, make sure it doesn't stretch too much. Do the same thing with your other loop. And then all you do is you loop them together. And I found that if you separate this bottom part here and then you pull it, it works a lot easier. So you just pull it down tight. And you just keep doing that until you have enough to make a ball. So I have this ball that I was working on at my friend's house. I have 2 other balls that are like prepared, ready to go in my crochet bag. And then I have like a whole box of balls in my trunk that I will be working on. So I'm going to stop playing with the bags so they stop making noise. And then from there you grab your gigantic hook, 15 millimeters, and you just start crocheting. So what I'm going to be doing is 100 chains, 101 chains, one to turn on. And I will just keep going back and forth until it is wide enough. I am not sure how wide it is going to be, like how many rows it's going to be, but I need it to be wide enough that a full-grown person can lay down comfortably on top of it. So my plan for this week is to spend at least half an hour turning this box of loops into plarn every day, and then spending at least half an hour crocheting that plarn into the mat every day. So hopefully I can finish at least 1 mat this week. It is my Friday off, and I have like a nail appointment on Saturday and nothing to do on Sunday. So hopefully I can get at least 1 mat done. If I can get started on the second one, great. If I can finish the second one, I would be overjoyed. And then once these mats are finished, I'm going to give them to my coworker, who will give them to the coordinator of this volunteer project to distribute to unhoused people in the Pittsburgh area. So that is going to be my plan for this week. I'm not going to check in as often as I normally do. There will probably just be some footage of me working. But I will check in whenever I finish a mat, especially so that I can provide an update on how many rows it needs to be. But yeah, so that is going to be it for my intro. I'm going to go ahead and get started now, so I will see you all soon. Okay, so I know I literally just said that I am not going to be doing a ton of like chatty updates, but I have been working on the mat for a while now. So here is where my ball is looking. So it was maybe like this big whenever I started. I did like 45 minutes of plarning, and it's this big. So I'm really glad that I do have that full box of pre-made plarn balls, because it'll take forever to make enough plarn to make a mat. And then as far as the mat itself, here's where I'm at. So over here, all the way over here, I did my chain, I did my first row, and I'm on the second row. And this is all the further I am on the second row. And it's been like half an hour. So it's going to take a hot minute to finish this mat. I also have My chain is too tight, but it sucked to make, so I'm not going to go back and do it again. And crocheting into the chain in the first place is horrible. Crocheting into the chain of plarn is even worse, and I can't like tension, so I normally wrap around my middle finger and then over my pointer finger, but it's too thick, so I'm just tensioning just over my pointer finger. And then to actually like make the, I normally will just, let me untangle. So this is just all single crochets, so I'll normally just insert and then just pull straight through, but like it doesn't fit through the loop. So every single stitch I have to pull up and then over and through, and it takes so much more time. So half an hour a day of like actually crocheting on the mat is not going to get a finished mat in a week. So I'm gonna have to put in a lot more work than I thought on this, but luckily, like I said, it is my Friday off, and then Saturday and Sunday I don't really have plans. On Friday I do have an appointment, so I'm getting lip filler on Friday, and then Saturday I'm getting my nails done. Sunday I'm planning on just sitting at home with my bruised and swollen lips, so I'll have nothing to do. I'm not supposed to work out. I'm not supposed to like go, not go places, but I'm not supposed to like do anything that's too like vigorous. So I will just be sitting at home in bed crocheting. I hope that the sound of me like crocheting right now isn't like crazy loud. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep plodding along, keep crocheting. I might just do like a single crochet border to like deal with this, because I can't block it, it's plastic. But maybe it'll just work itself out and it will not be too bad. But I know for my second mat now to make my chain really loose. So alright, enough yapping, I'm gonna get back to work. Yeah, and we'll put some footage in of me working at some point in here. So yeah.
They're very happy, and they had two handsome boys detailed in the book. Think about the ball on the area of therapy. Listen, I did it because of the best friend, and I did it to your mind. Yes, I did. Still.
Alright, so I've dug out ye old cutting board so that I can show you how to actually make plarn. I've already smoothed out my bags so they are not super noisy, but these are just normal shopping bags, so what you get at checkout. The only thing you want to look out for is holes. So this bag has a hole. I could just cut it off here and use the top part of this to make plarn, but I'm not going to do that. This bag also, it's just fully ripped down the side. It's not going to work. So you can use any normal shopping bag. You don't want to use like the Aldi bags, like that thick plastic, and you don't want to use like the bags that newspapers come in if you still get a newspaper. Those are too thin. So any HDPE shopping bag is what you're gonna need to make plarn. So you just want to make sure they're clean, they're dry, they are right side out, they are smoothed down on top of each other. Line up the bottoms as best you can, doesn't have to be perfect. And then you want to fold it in half, hot dog style, and then in half again. So fold it in half, smooth it down. I'm so sorry for the noise if you can hear that. I hope it's not too bad. And then fold it in half again and just smooth it down. So I'm going to grab my rotary cutter. I'm going to turn it around because I'm a righty so I can cut better. And I have a straight edge. So I am just going to cut off the bottom of the bags It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to line this up with my inch marker. So every 3 inches, I'm going to cut my next strip. You don't have to use a straight edge. You don't even have to use a rotary cutter. It's definitely easier if you want to make a mat, because you'll go through so much if you use scissors. Like, it will be very hard on your hands. So just cut it into strips. And I might be able to get, this is going to be a little bit thin, but I'll see whenever I'm actually making the plarn. Whenever I use this top one, I can see whether or not it's useful. So this top, or the tops and the bottoms, unfortunately they are trash. If you have like a Hydro Blocks collection in your area, you can probably donate it or recycle it through Hydro Blocks. But yeah, unfortunately it is trash, but we're making a lot less trash than we would have been otherwise. So then to actually make the plarn, so you just take your loop, and your loop, you just give it a little pop it, and then I just slide one end through the other, and then tuck that end under, and then pull it tight. You just want to make sure that this knot isn't huge, because it'll be difficult to pull through your loop. And then same thing, give it a pop. And then pull it tight. And then you just keep doing that, and that's how you make your plarn. You'll wind this up into a ball, and then you are all good to go. For actually making the plarn, I don't have my hook in here. It's in my other room. But you need a 15mm hook, and you want to chain about 100, depending on how long you want it. And then your width is about 35 rows, depending on how wide you want it. So if you want it shorter, if you want it thinner, you want it taller, you want it wider, obviously you can go ahead and adjust that as needed. But I'm going to be doing about 100 chains and about 100 or about 35 rows. And my goal is to be about 72 inches by 30 or by 20 inches, which is like a standard sleeping mat size. And obviously that will depend on your tension as well. You will need a lot of bags. So I need about 30 to 35 rows or bags, loops per row. And you saw I got 4 slices out of a bag. So it's a lot of bags. So if you want to do this as like a slow building project, that would be great. You can totally just like make plarn as you get bags and go. Or you can do a collection at your work or your friends, your neighbors. I would only recommend doing a collection like we did at the like charity event if you are going to have a lot of people helping you make plarn and crochet the plarn. Otherwise, it is a lot. But yeah, so that is how you actually make the sleeping mats. So I'm going to get back to work on mine, and I will be back in just a second with my finished mat so you can see what that looks like. I forgot to say this in the tutorial, but it is all just single crochets. So if you want to make a mat like mine, which I'm about to show you right now because I finished it, it is 102 chains, so 101 single crochets, and then I did 35 rows, and then I did a border of single crochet the whole way around. So here it is. Here's my mat. It is about 23 inches wide and about 63 inches long. So it is definitely shorter than I wanted. So my next mat I will probably do like 120 rows or 120 stitches across. But I finished my mat. It weighs a little bit over 1 kilo, and I don't know how much a plastic bag weighs, but it is not very much. So you need a lot of bags to make this. I will find out how much a bag weighs, and I will do the math about how many bags you would need to make one that is this size. But yeah, so I finished my mat. I'm going to give it to my coworker to give to the girl who runs the who is like in charge of the program, so that she can distribute it to some unhoused people in the community. I have a lot of plarn left over, so I'm gonna make another mat and probably some other projects with some plarn that you will see coming up. But that is going to be it for this video. So if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you are going to make anything using plarn, if you want to make one of these mats for unhoused people in your area, or if you have other ideas of what to make using plarn. I have an idea, and I'm going to try it out, so you might see a video on that in the next couple of weeks. But that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for following along, and I will see you soon.